Okay. All right. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining in. Uh, gonna be all about the live session today for the Black Panther. It's gonna be interesting because I'm going to be giving this away today with not this card, but I'm going to be giving something away today for everybody that plays in. There's going to be a random winner selected from everybody that posts a like and the words Black Panther in the comments during this session. You will be in a random drawing for getting uh, your chance at getting a custom 8.5 by 11 drawing of a custom Black Panther. So don't miss that because we are going to get started here, and I'll be doing it during this session. So it's going to be fun. This is going to be the original version. I did the guidelines for the mask so that I had it right because of the shading, but this is going to be the original universe version, not the MCU. Sorry if you guys are expecting that one, but I can draw that as the custom piece if that's what you want. But like I said, be sure and comment during this video session. So while we're live, you have to comment while we're live because I will be watching. I want everybody to join in, enjoy the card, and post for that. All you have to do is, like I said, hit the like button during the video, and like it, hate it, frown at me. That's okay, whatever. Just hit some kind of emoticon to show me that you posted, so I can verify that you did it, and then hit the comments and type in the words Black Panther to be entered into the drawing. So I will be drawing at random during the session, closer to this card being finished, and we will go from there. But yeah, I will be drawing the custom piece at a special time this weekend for the winner, and we will go from there. But this is going to be really, really cool. I will be drawing this up and mailing this out to you guys, the winner, this coming week, and it'll be signed up and inked, colored, and all that mess. And it's going to be a fun one. I took this from Mr. Jim O'Reilly whenever I got onto his Time Tuesdays. Time at Tuesday is awesome. Jim draws a custom piece during the time, and then he draws another custom sketch for a winner of a time drawing. And I wanted to give back to everybody that supported this new page and everybody that's been following me through the 100+ cards that I've been doing so far, and sticking in with this, and supporting the comics that are coming up. I just wanted to give that back and do something custom, because everybody asks me all the time, can you do a custom commission? I can, but the timeline is so busy right now because I've got everything going. I am just swamped. Been trying in the process to find a couple of inkers and a couple of colorists to work with me so that I can get some more stuff done and get some weight off of my desk, because I lose about a week in time every month trying to just in the hours of coloring for the comics that I'm prepping for my series, because I do multiple books a month and then still do my freelance and things on top of that. And I got a couple of pieces for friends that I'm trying to kick out as well that that I promised I would finish up, and I got to get on those. But yeah, for me to do open commissions, it's really complicated because, like I said, I keep my time really, really hammered tight. I'm trying to open some of that up to where I can do more things for fan-based commissions and stuff like that to get more of my stuff out there. Also, I have Catman Evolution on the table. I have number 4, which is kind of reminiscent of this one if you think about it. Black Panther. Catman's an older character, but yeah, you can check this out. This is going to be cover number 4 right here. If you guys can see that. This is what's on the table right now. I've got a huge scan of this thing, and this is the cover for number 4. I'm showing you guys right here live today. This is the cover for number 4. I'm coloring this up this weekend, and that is going to be Catman Evolution #4. And I've got some more sweet stuff coming too. But just to let you know what more of my finished work looks like, the Catman cover is going to cover that. So this is a sketch card. It's pretty grainy and pretty loose, but the commission piece that you'll get is high in quality. It's not like my sketch cards. It's way more polished and finished up. So that's more along the lines of what you'll be getting for that. And you can have the original universe version, this old school version like I'm doing now, or you can have the new MCU version with all the the bells and whistles of the spikes and the claws and the shiny bits and whatnot, and the more tech looking suit. I have no qualms with doing that. I will do that for this piece, but as I do these on Friday, I will disclose them at random, so that it won't be every Friday, but because, like I said, of the same timeline restraints. But I will be doing them at random, and I will let you guys know the Thursday before. So if this is something you like and you want a custom piece of artwork, it's only an 8.5 by 11 sheet, but it will be done, guaranteed, no problem. So I just want to let you guys know that. But as for the character, this dude is awesome. I picked him up back in, oh goodness, I want to say 83 or 84, back when he crossed over with the Fantastic Four and originally showed those stories where he fell in love with Sue Richards. That was just phenomenal for me. Not the fact that it was an interracial relationship in a comic book, which is just awesome nonetheless, especially for the 80s. But it was just that whole thing, to see it in Marvel outside of Jean Grey, and the typical Jean Grey love triangle with Cyclops and Wolverine that was so huge. I really dig the fact that other characters were able to cause that same type of thing. And then, they mixed it up a little bit and did the same thing with Submariner. So they made it a quad thing where it was Reed and, Namor, and then you had Victor Von Doom, Dr. Doom in there for a little bit, wanting Sue's affections. It just got weird for a little bit. But nonetheless, that's how I discovered the Black Panther when he crossed over into the Fantastic Four in the 80s. And I think he'd been there before, but I tell you, that's when I really got into this character and got a good look at him and started picking up the titles when I was a kid. I remember seeing him on the stand, and I was just like, yeah, I got to check this guy out. And, that was it. I got some old issues at a couple of flea markets, and whenever I could find them, I would just snatch them up. And I really, really, really dig this character. He and Moon Knight, for me, were the first urban style characters that I really got to see from Marvel. Punisher, of course, was a given for everybody, but specifically to see this type of character come to life in a comic book, and not be super powered but be more tech savvy, was the thing. And that was just phenomenal to me, because it was an alternative to Batman, which everybody was crazy about Batman. But, and I was too, and I still am. But what I'm saying is that to see a Marvel alternative was nice, outside of Iron Man. Because normally it was just Iron Man in the suit, and then if you wanted someone that was more urban dealing, you had to deal with Spider-Man, and the tongue-in-cheek stuff, or you had to deal with something other than that, which was possibly Moonlight, the Moon Knight series, and Moon Knight. I was watching Moonlight earlier, which was a vampire series. But anyway, yeah, that's where that came from. But yeah, Moon Knight was a vampire, was a werewolf series, so I really dug that one too. And just to see that come to life and get those things going on, with that more dark urban element of a Batman type of series or a Batman type of character was just phenomenal to me, because so many people were all into, like I said, the classics, you know, the Avengers and whatnot, and it was just static. Um, I like characters that make me think, and this dude definitely had that persona, to where he was more logical than a lot of characters at the time. So it wasn't just rage; it was logical, practical uh, crime fighting, and that's part of what made it such a cool character to follow. So, I mean, that's my take on it. But you know, with the modern MCU, they're trying to make him more of a reluctant hero, with being, you know, the king. He doesn't want to be the king. He falls into that suit because of the fact that uh, his dad is killed in Civil War, and yeah, I mean, it's a different take on the character. I mean, it's definitely a unique version, and I'm okay with it. I like it. It works. It definitely worked on the screen. I love that film. But as far as the classic version of the character goes, he's really going down a dark road instead of going up the heroic path that you normally see from this character. Because he starts out all about being about honor, and when you see him in Civil War, he's all about revenge. So that's a big thing for me. Um, it's a bug in the ointment, as it were, because it's not the character that I know. So I have to deal with that one, just like we do with all the adaptations from the MCU. But it is what it is. So, you know, they have to do with that what works for the film adaptation. And as we know, Disney's going to Disneyize everything that they do, and no knocks to them. That's what they do, and that's okay. But anyway, so that's my experience with the character here. But we are going to have some fun with this thing, and I'm watching here now. Like I said, if you want to join in for the Black Panther portion of this thing, for the pinup, be sure and put in your like by hitting the emoticon of any, like I said, any sort that you want, that you feel that you want to hit. Likes, dislikes, whatever, it doesn't really matter to me. Don't be cruel about it though, please, because it does show up on my on my page. But yeah, hit the like button, and then be sure and put the words Black Panther to enter your name during the duration of the sketch here, because that way it will mark, and I can mark the timeline and know that you put in your name and all that fun stuff during the session. Um, I am having a blast doing these cards, and this is the way that I get to thank you guys for doing that and showing up and joining in so much, and just taking a minute to take care of you guys and recognizing, you know, this is something I don't get to do often, because like I said, I'm so restricted on time. But I am working hard to ease that up. And now, as you saw that cover, if you didn't get to see it, I'll show it again in a bit. But that cover from Catman Evolution is an exact example of what I do in my page work as a daily interaction. It's a little bit different than my sketch cards, as you guys see every day, you know, because I get asked about it all the time. It's like, well, you know, do you ever finish these? They're not quite polished. Well, yeah, I do. I finish all of them. At least I was doing them daily, but workloads got this is my prime season, and workloads got in the way, so I had to back up a little bit. And I do them in batches now. I ink them up and color them in batches. But I'm trying to get back to the daily response for you guys. I know a lot of you have been asking me about that. And now that I've got the page up, I've got to be able to post these things regularly, because people are like, well, you know, that's awesome to watch the videos, but we don't get to see you finish it. So we got to get that we got to get that going and get that done. But yeah, this is a cool character for me, and I really, really, really dig this dude. I have no qualms about drawing him in any way, form, or fashion. short of adult content, because I don't do that. If I can't show the artwork in front of a kid, I don't show the artwork. So please don't ask me to do anything, raunchy, because I've had that asked of me a couple of times. And you'll get the stamp of disapproval. Please don't do that. So, yeah. I decided I'm going to cut those little notches off the cheeks there, because it's going to make it look grainy, and I don't want to do that. So, what I'm going to do is go this way with it. And we'll put a highlight on that edge there that shines up underneath the ear to where it kind of shines that way. And then we'll put a negative light that shines that way. And that way we'll be able to see up in the ear and up on the edge of the head there, which normally wouldn't show. But because of comic book lighting, we have to do that so that the image shows. Otherwise, this would be a big black mess, and we don't want to do that. Especially once it's inked. It would just be a big black thing with a couple of lines here and there. No detail. Stop that. So, let's see here. I'm going to cut that line right there. Got to clean that up a little bit because my lead hit a rough spot on the card there, and it's starting to darken up. I don't want to do that. And a lot of people ask me all the time, it's like, why do you do negative lighting? Well, in animation, there is a thing where you do a forced lighting process, which I learned a long time ago, and I really, really dig it. What ends up happening is you put in a light that's not there. Okay, so you have the card. Let's say you have a light coming down this way, and then you have a light coming down this way. Well, I'll put a third light up top that's really, really dim, or down under that's really dim, and go up this way, and it causes me to be able to outline everything that shouldn't be outlined. Like if I've got a light coming in from the left and the right, you shouldn't be able to see this, and you shouldn't be able to see these little highlights here in the middle. Well, the reason is because I've got that what's called negative light, which gives, like I said, it gives a stimulated light like this, just subtle, and allows for those trim lines to show up where nothing else would. Even though it should be shadowed there, it still leaves me open to put that in there so that I have that done. Because what ends up happening is if you don't, like I said, it's one big black blob. So think about that. When you see these little lights and stuff in horror movies and things that shouldn't be there at all, it's like that. You're not supposed to be able to see that in dark. Well, guess what? If you couldn't see it, you wouldn't be able to get that done. I mean, if it was pitch black like it was supposed to be, like the characters are representing it to be, you wouldn't be able to see any detail. So that's why you get that, that blue or green lit effect whenever somebody says, it's pitch black in here. Well, the reason for that is because of the fact that they're using the negative light to give you a visual aid. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to see it. So think about that one. Just like this trim here, it shouldn't exist, but it's gonna, because of the fact that I'll be able to go in there and do that. Now, excuse me while I crunch on my throat drop here. When I'm gonna put that rim right in there so that it lights that up just a little bit, and then I'll bring it down beside the nose so that it accents it and doesn't look like it's ridging out, which I don't want it to do. Then we'll go ahead and black that in, and we'll have his face pop up, and it will show very cool. And because I put in that little cut angle right here off the nose and off the cheekbone and off the like that off the nose and then off the cheekbone, and this little reverse highlight right here, I'm not going to make it even because I don't want it to be even. I just want them to be prominent. When you do that, what ends up happening is it causes a highlight like that, and it still looks like a cat. So just a little help. Hey Eric, I see your comment, man. What do you mean you posted that you wish you wish you had that much work? What does that mean? Do you not have freelance work? I mean, it's all up to you, man, and how you do it. I tell people that all the time, because they ask me how fast, how fast I work. They ask me about that all the time. They say, well, how do you keep up with that and do more work? Well, I do things around my family. I do things around my workday, and I schedule things, and I have processes and systems. And when people tell me, well, I can't draw that much, well, you gotta. That's your choice. So why is it that you don't have that much work? Go out and get some more work, bud. Not that I'm knocking you or anything. I'm just asking. If you feel that you can't work that much, change your position, man. It's your choice. I do it all the time. Do it all the time. If I need to do more work, man, I have to compensate somewhere. So, but my family comes first. So if I have to do something, I have to do what I have to do. And then, if I have to knock it out, I have to knock it out and go from there. So, think about it and think about the discipline of your priorities. So, bear with me just a second. I'm getting asked a lot. Okay. There we go there. Now, I am going to continue here. Sorry about that. I was getting a lot of private messages because people are wanting to, they're like, well, what do you mean you have to post? You have to post. That's your thing. If you don't post, you don't get an option. Be sure to hit the emotion con and type the words Black Panther. That's all you have to do to enter. And if you don't, I'm sorry, then you're not eligible if you don't do it. That is the one rule that I asked people to do, and I'm hoping that they will follow through with it. So let's see if they do. But as far as this goes right now, like I was saying, I tend to do three plus issues a month, and in variation, I do the process of laying the entire book out, and I lay it out Kirby style, and I've talked about that before. I lay it out and go in there and say, okay, I'm going to draw this. So I lay out the entire book and do the layouts on the pages, get them completely sketched out, just like I do the layouts for these cards. It takes a couple of minutes a page, maybe 10, 15 minutes a page to get them knocked out, and the layout lines are on the page. Then I go in and pencil them, and then I go in and color them, ink them and color them up. And I do that in batches. So, I may work on one or two books of the same series as penciling one week at the first of the month, and then the third of the month I'll pencil another book after I've inked those two during the next week. And yes, full books during a week, 6 days a week, guaranteed, long hours, lots of work, but it happens. It does happen. And when you lay the entire book out like that, it does, it allows for a lot of forgiveness because of the fact that you've already got the book laid out. The hard part's done at that point. You're just doing all the pretty penciling at that point. So that's the reason that I do it that way. A lot of people ask me if I want to draw on camera and stuff, and I've been thinking about that. I've even had people request me to do a Patreon account, and I'm thinking about doing that one as well so that I can show some of the stuff in advance, because a lot of people are asking me about that. But then again, I don't want to go off and overwork myself as well. So, that's definitely a good question and on the table. I'm thinking about that. But yeah, man, I give you the best piece of advice possible that I can give you in that. If you're interested in hearing it, you can take it or leave it. But I tell you hands down, if you want to do more work, you have to work at a professional level. Because I just went through this last week with so many people not producing at a quality level of professionalism, and they go, well, I draw great. I don't understand why they keep rejecting my artwork. I tell them my artwork's solid. I tell them what I did. I tell them how long it took me to do it, and then I never hear from them again. They tell me they're interested in working with me, and they tell me what they're doing, blah, 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 and then they never come back, and I never hear from them again. Well, the reason you never hear from them again is because that they're rejecting you not because of your talent, but because of your speed. So keep that in mind. I hear all the time, well, it takes me 6 to 8 weeks to do this. It'll take me, I've heard some guys, especially colorists, they'll come up and say, well, it'll take me 10 weeks to do this one. And what I'll do is I'll take 10 weeks and take 3 days, off out of every week. And I'm going to work on this book or this book that I've committed to, or this book I've committed to. And I'm going to do this thing, I'm going to take these 3 days a week off, and I'll finish your monthly title that they apply for in 8 to 10 weeks. Well, guess what's not going to happen? You're not going to get hired. So I hear that all the time. They won't hire me because they said I'm not fast enough. Man, I produce quick. How fast do you produce? Well, so I take 6 to 8 weeks on an issue. That's pretty fast. No, it's not. When you're doing a monthly book, you cannot do less than 4 weeks. So get into that habit if you want more work. That's the best piece of advice I can give anybody, is get faster while still maintaining the quality of what you do. People that tell me all the time I can't draw every day, well, that's a big deal, because that means you're not being an artist every day. Because by definition, if you're an artist, you've drawn something. Just think about that one. So, and like I said, I'm not ripping on anybody particular or anything like that. I'm just saying that, to be professional, you have to work at professional quality and professional speed. You have to expedite. And I hear that all the time. And, I know plenty of professionals. Thank goodness I've been very blessed to have those people as friends. And, they do multiple books a month to do what they're doing and keep their contract. And they do it because of the fact that they want to stay on top of the game, not necessarily just to keep up their skills, but to stay on top of the game, to keep from getting bumped off the books they're working on. That's a huge push to have to be required to do under a contract. But if you're going to work for a professional company, a mainstream company, not necessarily a professional company, but a mainstream company, you have to produce at a mainstream level and put out monthly books. So, but anyway, we've got this coming along pretty quick here. Like I said, he's going to be classic. I'm not going to go too hard with him. Everybody, looked at the layout and it's like, wow, it's going to be cool. No, that's just guidelines. He's not quite as sharp as a lot of people would want, but it still maintains the essence of the character, which is what I want to. That's why I wanted to go with a classic view, so that people can see. He's not all sketch and tech. It's really about the heart of the character more than it is the idealism of the character in the cool suit, which is what I want to promote here. It's about the heart of the character, especially this guy. So, because he comes right off the page with no problem. I really, really enjoyed drawing this guy. So, and as you may see here, if you see these specs, I get asked about these in private, and people think, I freak out about them, but I don't. This is from paper. They dry the pH balance of my hands out all the time because like I said, I'm constantly drawing. So I'm handling the paper and whatnot, and it dries my hands out. I have to lotion them all the time. But I have to be careful not to oil up the paper in the process. So makes it interesting, to say the least, to handle some of these boards. Okay, I think I'm going to thin out that helmet line just a little because I think it's a little too heavy, a little too broad. I want to thin it out just a little bit. But whenever you guys get a finished piece from me, it'll be different. It'll be a lot better refinement, a lot better quality here. So I'm going to leave the silver tips on his fingers, and I'm just going to line out that finger so we can see that here. Go ahead and kick this out. So we have, yay, we've got a finger. I just really dig drawing this character so much. Now, when you guys want the drawing, tell me about what you want to see. I mean, do you want to see like it's going to be 8.5 by 11, so remember the size here. But what do you guys want to see? Do you want to see? Do you prefer the new MCU version, or would you prefer the comic book, the classic comic book version with the tines around the neck, the claws around the neck and whatnot, like he has? It's up to you guys. I want to know what what we're looking at here, because like I said, I'm going to be drawing a winner here shortly, and I want to see what's going on. I have to count up how many people are on and commenting. And like I said, no, this is not to build up my likes. Like I said, you can put anything you want on there, but it is all about the content of commenting in the comment section there and making sure that you add in your entry. Follow those directions. Follow those directions. So I want to see how many people are going to respond and actually take part. That's going to be a big deal. So we're not going to give him any highlights right here at all in this hand. I'm going to put in the edge work, and that is going to be it. I am not playing around with triple decking my my detail work here, because like I said, I want to leave that for what I'm doing later for this piece, this custom piece. So I really enjoy that too, because the way they come off like fingernails on top, but they're stuck on the end of his fingers is what they are. They're just blades on the end of his fingers, which I find just fascinating the way that suit was designed. Because it has kind of a, not to be snarky about it, but it has kind of a Catwoman feel to it from the 90s Michelle Pfeiffer style, where she had those, those sewing rings, the stitch rippers. She had those on the end of her fingers, and that's what those were. Those are a sewing tool. They're called stitch rippers, and that's what that was for, was to pop stitches on the end of the finger. You would put them on and on your finger, and they wrap around like a partial ring, and they would you could hook them under stitches and pop them out if you sewed the wrong spot, or if you needed to redo it or misaligned it or whatever, I was fortunately taught when I was younger to be a self-efficient man, so I wanted to do, I learned to do cooking, I wanted to do sewing, I wanted to do all of it, and my granddad, till this day, he can stitch up a seam with no problem, and that's that's something my mom instilled in us when we were kids, and yeah, I do. I'm the food guy. I'm the chef in the house, and it's one of the things I love to do. I cook, and if I get in a pickle, I can sew stuff up. That's kind of how I knew what that was. When that movie came out, I remember my friends picking on me about it. It was funny. It's like, you're a dude. Why do you know what that is? It's like, shut up. I'll sew you into a duffel bag. So, I'm just saying. But yeah. let's see here. I think we've about got this to where we're going to have to do that back arm in just a minute. And I'm going to go ahead, before I get into that, I'm going to finish up the shoulder. And I'm going to go ahead and pop out the random winner here. So if you haven't entered yet, you better enter now, because once I call it, I'm going to call it. And it will be done. And anything beyond that point, comments added or not, I will not count it, because I want to be able to give you guys this, and then I'm going to come back and detail out these nails, these claws here, so that we have them. But yeah, if you're on right now and you've entered in, I'm going to go back up the comments here. When I call it, if you haven't entered in yet, you're out of luck. So be sure and jump on and put in your comment if you haven't. Because otherwise you're out of luck, man. It's just on you. I just got private messaged. Somebody, I won't say who, but they'll know. They just private messaged me and said, no, nobody else join in. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Talking about the piece. Oh my gosh. That's too funny. That is too funny. Apparently, someone really wants to win. Oh, that's great. And to hurry this along with a little expediency here, I'm going to get my 9 out here so I can finish this up. Hopefully I won't shake the desk too bad. Let's see here. I'm going to break the rules since I'm inking this. I'm going to go out of sync with the way this is put up, because it's, you know, it's like you're supposed to color one direction like with a crayon for penciling, but because I'm inking this, I really don't have to worry about that. But if you're an artist, don't do this. Don't go all over the place like this. Don't do what I do, because it's bad for you. An editor will spank you hard on that. They will tell you your gradation's gone wild. Stop that. But anyway, I digress. So I'm going to chop in this forearm right here. And since it's at that angle, we're going to have that ridge line of the upper arm fold out and look funky into the abyss of the lower arm back here, the forearm. So we have that done. I'm going to switch over to my trusty 3 right here. I'm going to put in some detail for this, these nails here, these claws. And like I said, this is not a refined process. As you can see, I just put a streak across it. I do whatever on these cards. I really enjoy them. So you guys keep them coming, and keep me coming back, because if you don't like them and watch them, then I won't be able to do them, because I can't keep up the time investment if nobody's there. So yeah, man. Sorry, it's getting late in the evening on the weekend, getting close to dinner time for me, and just want to knock this out. And this is one of those things. You guys are getting more lax side of me, because I play along with these things a lot. I like to joke. A huckster I be. Get out there and make people laugh. Okay. Get out there and hustle it up. Make people laugh. Make people like it. Have fun. But yeah, I'm gonna put in these ridges right here along the cat's eyes here, so that we get just a little more pop from it. And I think that's gonna isolate it to where he almost looks like he has eyelids. Since the Panther doesn't have eyeballs, we're not gonna go that route. And I think we've pretty much got him. I'm gonna leave that right there. Matter of fact. So, all right, I'm gonna give a 10-second count here. So, if you haven't hit the like button on the emoticons, if you haven't hit the like button on the top, however you want to do it, hit the like buttons, and then hit your comments with the words Black Panther. If you haven't done so yet, you're not gonna get eligibility. All right, I'm gonna give it a good 10 count here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. We're almost done. 4, 3, 2. All right, I'm going to start counting up here. We're going to call it done. So let's see. We've got Audrey. Audrey's in. Damien's in. Kevin's in. So that's 3. Sorry about that, Kevin. I didn't let him know it was going live. So we've got 3, 4. We've got 4 entries. Okay, I've got 5 there. So I'm going to pick it. And it looks like number 3. So we're going with Jason Kimball. That's who's going to get it. Congratulations, buddy. Looks like you're going to get it. No, it will not be on. It will not be on tracing paper. The 8.5 by 11 that I will be. Is this one on tracing paper? Is that what you're asking, Brian? Is that what you're asking? I want to verify before I say, because this is not tracing paper. This is a 2.5 by. I think they're 2.5 by 5.5, maybe. I don't know what the size they are. They're blank index cards. They're 3 by 5. This is a 3 by 5. This is a 3 by 5 blank index card that I used for all these cards. That's what we're looking at as far as the card goes. But this isn't the sketch you're going to be getting. What you're actually going to be getting is an 8.5 by 11 finished piece on a manga board. It will be done on a smaller 9 by 12 manga board. So you guys will get quality stuff. It's not going to be something simple. It's just an 8.5 by 11 size image. Okay, that's what you're going to be getting the sketch for, and I'll be doing that, like I said, live on that board, so we won't have a problem with that. But yeah, good question, man. Thanks for asking, because I get asked about these all the time, but I don't mind telling anybody that comes on new again, not a problem, man. Yeah, this is just a standard blank card that I press out. And I draw them on these because of the fact that they're durable with what I do for these card sets, because I have so many of them that I nail. Yeah, it's definitely not sketch card quality. It's very thin, but they're very susceptible to the inks that I use and the color, and they're easy and cheap to use for what I do for the cards every day. So that's the reason why. But as far as that goes, though, yeah, I need to hear from Jason. Private message me, man, and we'll get the information together for me to send this out to you. And I'll set up a time to go live and show you guys, and I'll post it on my timeline and all that, so you guys can check it out and get a hold of the card as well. Definitely be here for that. Also, I'm going to be releasing some new stuff, some finished cards this weekend as well that I've got sitting over here to the side that I'm not going to show right now. But yeah, I'm going to be posting updates on a new batch of cards coming up that I did finish, and share those with you guys. Tomorrow, tomorrow, I am going to be doing a special session for this one, and I am going to be drawing, oh goodness, I am going to be drawing, who is this? I'm trying to find my list here. Oh, by special request, I'm going to be drawing Spider-Gwen. Um, I had a young lady that asked me for that, so I'm going to be drawing Spider-Gwen. I'm not normally into the new stuff, uh, but because it's a request and it was put on the list back when I created it, I'm going to have to do that um, as promised because I don't break those. So that's for tomorrow, and I'm going to save Sunday because, like I said, I'm not. I want to get this session out of the way first, and I don't want to give away too many days because you guys won't show up. Sunday's my least day, so you'll have to show up and be surprised. But that's my least viewed day. But anyway, I've been running this about 45 minutes or so, so I'm going to get on with Jason and let him know that he did make the drawing. I'm not sure if he's tattooing right now or not, but I know he entered and he was on earlier, so I'll talk to him. If he, for some reason, he does not answer me by tomorrow morning, I will give it to someone else and repost and let you guys know in the update. So thanks for hanging out with me, and thanks for trying this one. We'll see what's going on with it. And somebody's going to get a Black Panther. I hope it's Jason because that's where we're at right now. But we'll see. Thanks, guys.